I didn't see the runner setting up, so I'm really not sure if there's any moonfall going on, or I already see that the classic mistake of English text is being used, so that's pretty much guaranteeing that somehow they're both going to lose. I kid, but that's fun. And they're off. Good luck to our runners here as they run into Siri Station without checking any of the bodies lying on the floor. So that's a thing. Derp running with the Blat timer. So I'm not sure, but last I checked, the Blat timer was undefeated in this tournament. So let's see if that streak continues, or that trend at least. All right, so runners taking damage off of Ridley's tail to get their 15. As usual, Samus leaves a trail of death and destruction throughout her route. The setup of the stairs and the scientists make me think that series here was an inside job, because I don't think there's any way I could see these scientists get out of series making these ledge jumps and whatnot. And there goes Sirius Station. Everyone pretty much excited about that. All right, so now we're on the planet, and the runners are going to run really fast, try to get things done as quickly as possible. And we'll see if they have Moonfall activated here today. Derp does not, or at least not through Parlor. Of course, he makes me look like a liar and does have it set up and uses it to fall through the climb room, which is the fall room in that case. Eduardo unfortunately hitting the last pit there, so that's a little bit sad. And there's our morph ball. Sorry about the delay there. Had to turn off a light for a small child. All right, looks like Eduardo had a nice construction zone and Derp having a nice exit there. So we're coming up to one of the first roadblocks or milestone type places that runners will see when they start to run any percent, or this game in general, and actually anything. We're going to kill these space pirates here in the old mother brain area, and here is the climb. All right, looks like Derp is doing the classic right side wall climb, while Eduardo is doing a very, very nice platform, behemoth, JD, and whoever else you want to give canon to creating it. But I would say Behemoth, having a world record at times and whatnot, probably popularized it the most. Let's see. Sub 5 bombs for Derp. Can't argue with that. That's a big, I think that's a goal number for a lot of newer runners. Once you get to that 5-minute bombs mark, you're making some headway. Derp missing, pushing BT back with his back foot. Gonna pump 5 missiles in here, then a couple more shots, and then try to pick up missiles and shoot them some more. Both runners with decent BTs, nothing really too fancy about that part of the run, really. And here comes Alcatraz, the next kind of new runner roadblock. Thinking all this saves about 10 to 15 seconds, depending on how it goes when you first start. But both runners getting out of there pretty easily and into the Terminator room here. I believe we're going to get 2 old routes here, which means someone's going to prove me wrong in a few minutes. But Derp here taking the damage, Eduardo taking the damage. I think we're pretty safe that they're not trying to save health to go into Fantoon early. Sometimes I wonder what the elevator music on the planet is like. I just don't think it's the same as it would be here on Earth. Derp and Eduardo both getting very nice mock balls to bypass the gates there. Usually intended route, you need speed to get here to get supers, but this is kind of the gateway to a speed run. Without this, you're gonna add at least 10 more minutes to the game if you did all the other sequence breaks. The runners are pretty well synced up here, so hopefully that kind of stays throughout this entire race. That way we'll have an exciting race. That's been my favorite part about this is I think even races that people didn't expect to be as close as they were, 5-6 minute differences, a couple mistakes here and a out of your mind run from another person and they're right there with it. And these two are just perfectly matched up. If you went to see them, I feel like they'd be right there and stone's throw of each other. I don't know if I mentioned it, but their times are between 50:11 and I think 50:48 or so. So not too much variance there at all. All right, both going down officially, so no one made me a liar there. It's bound to happen. Something I'll guess wrong later. Don't worry. I will No one grabbing Spacer, which, depending on your opinion, is the best or worst beam in the game. Derp with the 3 super entrants and just misses the first jump. Hits the backup pretty easy. Eduardo with the classic 1 super morph ball roll in. Misses the jump the first time. Nice D-boost there by Eduardo, though. And a quick party zone from Derp. right, so Derp here is definitely going to have to try to use the charge method to get the crate quick kill. And it looks like Eduardo is going to have to try to use the two regular missiles super method. So we'll get to see a little bit of everything. Great kill by Derp, although he did not use charge, and that's cool. All right, poor Craig gets dressed up twice, gets rejected twice, no problem. You know, if he was a 15-year-old girl, it'd be, you know, the end of his world. But he's not, so I'm sure he'll make a return in probably about an hour when there's another set of runs. All right, I don't know what you guys think, but I think both of these runners will pick up the crate E-Tank just for at least race safety if they don't pick them up on a normal circumstance. Nice jukes there by Derp to avoid the key hunters there. Those green guys are big old jerks, and they will kind of body you like they are Party Boy in an early 2000s episode of Jackass. I don't know if I should have said that word, but it was a television show. All apologies for any young viewers. And we're off. And I think the elevator music going into Norfair would be a little more edgy than coming down into Red Star. That's just my opinion. Maybe some avant-garde jazz. Right, now we're about to go down here and pick up the high jump boots here. Both runners taking out the Nova Sova flame thingamajig guy and shooting out the door so they don't have to worry about it. Save a little bit of time on their exit here. All right, here we go. Now we're starting to run into some of the most annoying rooms in the game, at least in the sequence of them. These rooms are kind of rough. This, I think Cathedral is what it's called. If you don't kind of catch that opening mock ball on the little platform, it's just awkward to move around in. And then this Rising Tides room, it's pretty much the bane of my existence. Which I know it's simple, but to get the mock ball in there and roll through, I'm just terrible at it. And then the hardest boss in the game coming up here, and King Cac protecting Bubble Mountain, but his lackey, the Waver, is actually the big culprit here today for Derp. Unfortunately, he gets up, first try. On his way to speed. Eduardo, no problem with King Cac and his Waver buddy. Both runners using the arm pump. Pulls Samus, I believe, a frame forward every arm pump if you've done optimally. Save you a couple seconds throughout the run. It is the name of the game to go fast, so every frame counts, unless you're talking about after the baby skip, and you eat those 40 frames by looking forward and never back. It looks like both runners taking 2 farms there. Derp getting 3 supers, Eduardo getting 2. Both choosing to super this door going into double, I'm lying. And only one choosing to regular missile the door going here into the devil chamber. Very, very close race here. Loving that. Eduardo is going to be in a tough spot for supers. Should be able to pick up one from the King Cack on his way back out. And then probably will grab one or two from the Cack attacks on the way up Red Tower. Both runners making it through the Frog Highway. The highways and byways of life, you can always run straight through frogs. And they're going to head back up, listen to some Ornette Coleman avant-garde jazz. All right, now both runners, we're going to head back up towards the Red Tower here. They both probably setting up for the Alpha Spark here. They have the energy. I think Eduardo is about the first person I've seen hit that in the entire tournament. It's not that it's an easy trick, but it's not the hardest, and it just seems like runners have struggled with it, and that happens. Right, hero shot for Derp, and up he goes. Same with Eduardo. Very nice Red Towers. I would be there for another 6 to 7 minutes, cursing and shooting Ninja Turtles with super missiles. All right, now both runners picking up the only set of power bombs they'll pick up, unless someone decides to go totally meme and all right, so I think this elevator would play some Dave Brubeck. That's just my thought. I don't know. Sticking with the jazz theme for the elevators. All right, Derp taking the bit piece by piece spark method here, no ocean fly, and that's a good race strat in my opinion. Same with Eduardo. Save a little bit of energy. Need all the energy you can get for the flying elephant donkey space ghost. Both runners with solid ammo going in here. Yep. Terp with a very nice speedball there through the crumble blocks or bomb blocks there. All right, so looks like Derp is going to go with at least one X Factor strat, unless he gets some drops. Same with Eduardo, but he has a shot at 2, so I hope Derp has the hybrid method in order to catch him in 2 rounds here. All right, first one connected. Oh, and Eduardo misses some particles. I believe. It's kind of hard. It kind of just had a bit of a flicker there at the same time. Now, unfortunately, the speed of these patterns are not doing Derp any favors. Getting, I think it was slow. Eduardo's almost through the elephant ghost here. Let's get this Doppler. All right. The sink is real, guys. Kitchen sinks, bathroom sinks, all the sinks, they're real because we're 20 minutes in and they're about as even as you can get. Get your sinks out, boys and girls. All right, Derp picking up the Derp, and they're both picking up. I don't know why. I'm not going to differentiate them until they get there, but both picking up the last pack of super missiles they'll get. I don't think, unless they catch the moat missiles on the way back over, I think we're going to see just about all the ammo that they will pick up in the game, and unless they decide to get something random that I'm just planking on. All right, both going for the attic spark. Eduardo gets his, but still misses one. Derp does a little bit longer version, but gets his. So they're synced right up leaving. Yes, both runners have very solid 50 times. I think the mean or the median time for the entire tournament was about a 49. So a lot of runners getting very good at this game. All right, looking like nobody doing the bowling spark, so we're going to take some damage. Everyone's going to get to take a little break here. We're going to go bowling. Bowling with chorizo. Get your social media out. Check your Friendster accounts, your MySpace accounts. Any other dated reference you want to throw in there, I'm good with. Be sure to check out my Angel Fire page or whatever after the runs. All right, so we now both have the purple various frog suit, gravity suit. So as they leave this room, you guys, guys and gals, if you haven't seen it before, they will move a lot better in water. There we go. Dirt making sure, both of them making sure to take out these battle crabs here. Ruiner of many a run for speedrunners. You come out of Fantoon, you're feeling all good about yourself, feeling good about life, and then you hit one of those guys and they ruin your night. They're pulling ahead just a little bit here. Probably about 5 seconds or so. Going to come here into Meridia. Meridia is the home of Speedrunner Tears. And unfortunate civil engineering accidents when someone just comes and blows up your water bridge. But there are several places here in Meridia that can either they look really, really good, or unfortunately just absolutely destroy your run. So the movement through here is pretty technical and pretty fast. But the bigger bottlenecks come in the snake that's coming up here. Both runners are going to try to hit the snake with a X factor as it comes out of its snake hole, and then going to pump it full of supers. But I think Platoon has 14 different patterns they can do, so it's and right there is what we talked about. Derp just got a little bit anxious, probably let go of the charge button too early and didn't get the special beam attack. You hold the special beam, you hold your charge beam for a certain number of frames after it's fully charged. Probably, I think it's another 60 frames, and then it will do a special beam attack if you have one beam, which they do, wave beam and charge beam equipped. The sync is pretty much back in play. Derp takes a little bit of a headbutt going into the slip and slide for the Platoon E-Tank. And unfortunately, Eduardo playing it like I do. Nice farming speed echoes strat there by Derp. Derp forgoing any attempt at a happy, full, or otherwise. And that's okay. I'm going to just do things the classic way, classic quality way. Now, if Eduardo gets this quarter happy, full happy, definitely going to save a little bit of time, close the gap here. So now we're into Dragon. They're going to take out all three of these turrets here. I imagine both runners are going to use the smash and dash method of using spine shark. I don't know why I keep using that word, but they're going to use sparks to run into Dragon's head/stomach. Only boss that's affected by that. Interesting that Derp does not try to use the special beam attack there. Doesn't get the short charge there. Very nice use of the turret's electricity to deboost back to avoid the goop. There's a nice second one. Eduardo getting some nice... I think Eduardo was just let Dragon get a little bit too far off screen to nail it. Derp getting picked up by some goop, and Eduardo is in Swoop City, but does finish off with Dragon. So it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a lead change here. So far, no attempt at a spike suit for Eduardo. Just going to pick up his... Unfortunate, Derp picked up some chain damage there. And just like that, Dragon shows why this living dwelling of his or hers, excuse me, is filled with speedrunner tears. Both runners are going to head up and pick up the plasma beam, which will help them kill stuff to die it to death. see. Surprised that Derp didn't pick up one more of those supers on the way in through here. But these are good runners. They know what they're doing. They've practiced this a lot. Ammo management really becomes a big part of this game once you drop the Spazer beam. And I'd say pretty much anyone, most runners below sub 55, you won't see any of them pick up Spazer early in the game. And that's just a matter of learning your ammo management. And this room is every rando runner's bane of their existence at times, because if you're looking for the key thing, one key component, and you don't have plasma and you go in there, killing those guys to get out, if possible, is terrible. Sometimes they see all kinds of stuff. You can use sparks and suits, and it's crazy. Eduardo down the tube, and Derp down the tube. Runners about 7 seconds apart right now, so anything could happen pretty quickly here. I would say the next big place where we could see a likely chance of a lead change would maybe be the fast pillars in the worst room of the game, fast pillars area. So let's see how the runners handle that. Well, picking up ice can be a little bit tricky too. If someone can get the speedball through here, looks like Eduardo's going to get a good bounce. You can catch a couple seconds up pretty easily there. Could imagine both runners are going to take the southern route, which has been debated ad nauseum. I think every time I listen to a race, we hear, this route's faster, this one's not. The first thing I remember hearing is that the southern route is a slightly bit slower. The northern route, I guess, would be faster if you can run it flawlessly, but it's a little more difficult in some ways. Plus, the southern route does bring you out to the Nutella refill, which allows you to refill your energy before you're heading into Norfair, where pretty much everything does 50 HP damage. Shout outs to Nutella and his refill there. ×2 to that shout out. And runners, the gap is closing here. All right, we're both into Lower Norfair here, coming up to the Space Pelican's dwelling. Derp having a little trouble menuing there. Derp going into just forgoing trying fast pillars at all, and Eduardo going to the other room to get a charge. All right. Derp using the pretty much try to kill everything route of the worst room in the game. Eduardo 203, but Derp only gets that. Takes out that jerk standing on this ledge instead of doing what I apparently is now called a donkey roll. I don't understand, but cool. Now, Eduardo leaving those key hunters to live causes some extra lag. Let's see if Derp takes them out. You'll have a good comparison since they're close. He doesn't, so you'll just have to take my word or call me a complete liar. Either one, I'm really okay with. Right, here we go. Good to see if we got any Kegos there. Ninja Pirates being taken out by speed for Eduardo. And Derp using the more classic plasma method. Unfortunately, these guys being the jerks that they are just jerking it up. All right, so this beam combination for Eduardo has 900 hit points. Ridley has 18,000 hit points. A little math magic, and we come up with 20 charge shots needed to take out the loud, obnoxious screeching thing. You'll notice you might be able to count better on Derp, so he's got 3 now. 4. You'll see a palette change at 11. 11 charge shots hit. All right, let's see if we pick up the Ridley tank. I don't think Eduardo is, and that's cool. I've seen some runners picking up that 5th tank, give a little extra catch-up protection. The fewer E-tanks you tank into Mother Brain is, the more delicate a fabric you're eating a ketchup popsicle with. And both runners have all 4 of the those G4 bosses done. That's Golden 4. Neither runner picking up the Ridley E-tank, so gonna be wearing white gloves into the ketchup popsicle fight. Ooh, nice. First set of 3 key hunters for Eduardo, very clean. Both runners with pretty good ammo coming out of here too. All right, so here's the 3 musketeers for Eduardo. Don't want to get trapped in there with those guys because they will still deal 50 damage apiece, and he had basically 1 hit more he could take from them without risking dying. Return of the King Cack, and he's dead again. Derp taking no chances, just taking out those key hunters. Not a bad decision. Definitely a safe decision. All right, Eduardo's going to head up back through Meridia. Going to head up, come out the same spot that they headed towards the wreck ship in, and then we're going to from there head back over towards the landing site, and then down into the G4 area and Torian. Everyone say hi to Seffy Ponkfish. And yeah, we've already talked about these areas. They're not necessarily fun, and both runners making them pretty easy. The fish tanks look pretty easy. Seffy Pongfish coming up again. The one, the only. The dead. Oof. That's rough. Oh, Terminator being a little bit terminating. And here we go. So we get nice exploding G4 statues. Eduardo can jump around really anxiously if he'd like, or some people choose to use it to check their outdated social media. G4 is an absolute PB killer, so if you're on a PB run, it sounds like it'd be the easiest room possible, but except for all it does is give you time to think about how fast or how ahead of you are. All right, looks like both runners on A pace. So that's better than not being on a pace. So, all right, Eduardo coming up to Metroid3. Gonna need some super drops here. Surprised he's still using supers and not a grouping strategy. This could get a little sketchy here. So let's see if he kills only 2 of these first 3 Metroids. Oh, he is YOLOing it. Using regular missiles there. 20 and 8 should be okay. If he takes out a door and still uses a missile refill. But as you can see, it looks like this is actually these Torian rooms have helped Derp catch up a little bit too, and this one could come down to close to being about baby skip. So let's see what happens. Meme Health begin this with by Eduardo. Okay, so opening the first door and then gonna go take the missile refill anyway. Oh, grabbed by the baby by Derp. Making sure to hurry up over there. Facing right, which is only a mistake because we don't look back in life. Plus, it really shouldn't make too big of a difference as Eduardo still had to go pick up extra missiles anyway, so he still had a refill. Eduardo struggling a little bit with this Zeb skip. Finally gets it. Definitely cannot afford. So to break Mother Brain's glass, it requires a minimum of 18 projectiles to do 6,000 or 600 damage to break the glass. A minimum of 6. Yeah, very close. Derp having to reset the room to get the Zeb skip. That's not good for Eduardo. He looked like he took some onion rings that took multiple damage. That's unfortunate. With no safety saves, Eduardo, I'm gonna imagine is gonna forfeit, but he's more than welcome to try to run it back. Unfortunately, would lose 48 minutes basically. So those onion rings, when they hit you, can double and triple hit you. I think I've heard up to 4 times because there are 4 onion rings. And that's really unfortunate for Eduardo. Looks like Derp is going to get hit in the face by the rainbow beam. And that's about it. Unfortunately, there's going to be the saddest moment in video game history as the not so baby Metroid may be in trouble here. I don't want to give anyone any spoilers, but yeah, just keep an eye on the Metroid. All right, get your baby thumbs out. Poor baby.
Yeah. What is it, Dad?
You tell me what it is.
It's the
Who's that?
Water Agent. I don't know. See what her name is.
All right, Samus has got to try to make it off the planet here. A casual 3 minutes to make it off the planet. Okay.
Okay. Say what's out of here. What kind of button is it?
It's a power button. Derp hitting the moonfall here as my helper is trying to turn off my stream. No,
Daddy,
the appropriate answer
Daddy,
is not to save the animals.
Daddy.
All right, and coming up through the parlor. Very smooth parlor for
Daddy.
Derp. Oh, he is making a grave mistake here. This is not good.
Oh.
And good. In all seriousness, though, if you want to save the animals, save the animals. It's 2018, people. Do what you want. So, looks like this is going to be over here in a moment and finishing with a not official SRL time because it wasn't run on SRL. 52:49, TGDerp, GG. Eduardo ran a very fine race. Unfortunate. Yeah. So good job to both runners. Very entertaining race. I hate to see that happen to Eduardo. I'm sure he's going to be harder on himself than, yeah. Black Timer wins again somehow.
Bye, Samus.
Samus destroys another habitat dwelling of people and things. So pretty much the guarantee to win, you just have to have a Black Timer. So I don't know what kind of witchcraft they have going on there, but they have something going on. So while we're watching some credits, I think it's probably important to note that you guys and girls, should follow all the runners, all 2 of them. Apparently the bot doesn't appear to be working all of a sudden.
How do you pause it, Daddy?
We're not pausing. All right, so that might not be working, but definitely follow these guys. There's more races coming up. Apparently it just doesn't like capital R's. That could be a problem. So capital R's are not good. We're good to do an interview. I'm not prepared. Let me ask. But so yeah, good runs by both runners. Good times. There are more races tonight, even. So that's pretty exciting. Give me just a second, and I will pull those up to let everyone know about those. So at 10:30, we've got Hubert 0987 against Flop 3434 right here on Speed Gaming 2, which we are on right now. Stump, the ever lovable and amazing Stump, will be doing commentary there all by his lonesome, so you guys will get to chill with Stump. Great guys. All right, it looks like we're getting a little interview action.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Congratulations.
Thanks. I don't know if I deserve that one, though.
It was an exciting one to watch throughout. Pretty much through Dragon, it went back and forth. I don't know if you had the other stream up, but
I actually
it's exciting
did.
watch.
I saw we were like really sync until I had a really awful lower north fair, and even then it was pretty close.
Yeah, it was. It was pretty entertaining overall. I mean, that Mother Brain, she's a wily one.
Yeah, I mean, I used to die to Mother Brain all the time, so I definitely know how it feels to lose a run like that, especially lose a race like that. So I do feel bad for Eduardo. He ran really well.
Yeah, I think, and as much as it's unfortunate that happens. I think every one of us has been a part of a race or done it to ourselves, to where it's like you just want to say you just know it happens, and it happens to the best of people, and it happens to brand new people.
Oh, I agree completely.
So just can I ask, what are your general thoughts on like your race process? Do you really add anything into your races that, or take away anything that you normally do, like when you're running for a PB?
Honestly, for the most part, I run races about the same as I would run a normal run. Like, obviously, I'll play things a little bit safer if I feel like I need to, and I'll show off occasionally. I'll save the animals, of course, but for the most part, it's pretty much the same kind of deal.
Yeah, I just always find it interesting to see people's philosophy on that. Some people are very much, I'm going to run it, pedal down in the same way I do it always, and others are a little more reserved. I think it kind of depends.
Yeah, I try not to take too many safeties just in general, so that also applies to racing. I want to have the best run I can at any point.
That's understandable. I just think about how not very good I am, and I would just like, I'm going to stop at every save point. I would be terrible. I would be the worst person to watch ever run. But that was really exciting. I'm really excited that I got to call that. Just the back and forth nature. It just, like, for me, it becomes that you can't even distinguish the runners. You just have to say they did it, because you guys are hitting everything at the same time. And when Fantoon basically went off screen for both of you at the same time, that was pretty remarkable.
I would imagine. So, yeah, I definitely do wish Eduardo best of luck for his last couple races, and hopefully he can win those both. Hopefully I can win the next two as well, but we'll see what happens.
Definitely good luck going on in the rest of this tournament, because I don't know. I just have really enjoyed this tournament and kind of how it's played out for everyone.
I agree. There's been a lot of people that have gotten a lot of PBs from the tournament, and hopefully I can get sub 50 by the time the tournament ends too.
Yeah, you're knocking on its door. I don't think it'll be very long. It's just a matter of kind of stringing that perfect run together.
Let's hope so.
Right. So before we sign off, just what if you had a suggestion for someone starting to run this game, what advice would you give them to start?
I'm gonna have to think about that for a second. I mean, really, it just comes to just keep playing the game. Like, especially once you start out, every run you do, you'll do something a little bit better than the last run. So really just need to keep doing runs, and eventually you'll start getting good, I guess.
That's what we hope. Because if you're not getting good, you're not good. That was not very smart of me. I don't know what I was trying to say there. But I don't have anything else. If you don't have anything else, because I've got to try to go get a 4-year-old to bed who's, I think everyone can hear, is losing her mind.
Tell her I said hi.
I will let her know. I'm sure. I know everyone tends to enjoy her. But congratulations again. Keep up
Thank
the
you.
good work. Everyone else, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Support Speed Gaming. Support our runners. And have a great night. Hang around. Stump will be calling a great race here in about 20 minutes. Have a good one, guys.